Hello, how are you all? Hope you're all okay. As always, we're starting like this. My name's Becky from Winzig Creations. Welcome, welcome. I start with lighting one of these, so if you want to go and make yourself a drink, you can. I've already made myself one. It's actually a tutorial today. It's Monday, so it's a tutorial. Well, this will be going out on Monday for a tutorial. So, as always, my tutorials are never mind-blowingly difficult or anything. Let's not get sidetracked while we've got a match in our hand. I hope you're all well, and as always, if you're not, then if you're having a rubbish day or a rubbish week, let's hope this little tutorial will bring you some peace and calm. You can either just watch it as a craft along, or you can take notes or whatever. I will give you some sizes and stuff, so you know, if you want to make it, you can. So let's get started off as we mean to go. And it's 3:05. Right, so I'm in the process of doing some vintage pages, vintage ephemera pages. So I'm getting things ready for page. Now, I think the last craft with me was a vintage craft along, and I made this. I did promise I'd bring it back and show people that I'd do a bit of stamping here and there, and I've loaded the pockets now. I have changed it slightly as well from what, let me just move that, from what I had before. So this would go on a page like this, and it opens like that. I had one of these envelopes on here. It's here. I didn't like having two of the same thing when you open it. I wanted something different, so I took this off very carefully so I didn't damage my folio, and put this on. It's very similar to a Tim Holtz one, but it isn't a Tim Holtz one. And I put all those in. I know these are those double-ended ones. I think they're really cool, and there's so much going on them. I decided not to put any more ephemera on them or anything like that, any more embellishments. So I think I did that with you. And I did a little bit on there too. And this has one in. Again, I haven't embellished that because it's quite a tight fit, and for vintage that's fine. And then I put two tiny ones in here, and I've only put one in there because it's quite a tight fit. I haven't stuck that down because I put a Velcro dot there. It shuts it nicely. You don't have to, don't have to force it or anything. It shuts nicely. And you can, if you wish, if you're going to glue it in, you could always put string around it and tie it with some baker's twine or something like that, or ribbon. Or just put a Velcro dot on. A lot depends whether you want it freestanding, stand alone, or whether you want it on your page permanently. If I was to put it on my page, I would probably pop it on something like this, right in the sort of center, I think. And then I would leave this bit open, so I'd glue around there, and I'd put a nice big big postcard or something in there with a tab on or something, because I do like bits sticking out with tabs on. At the same time you can decide whether you want bits on your I mean, I can embellish that a little bit. I might wait until I decide which journal it's going in. We're prepping for two. I'm doing a vintage one, and then I'm doing a sort of it's either going to be sort of a botanical vintage or grunge. I haven't decided yet. So we're going down the middle at the moment and just going for vintage. So that was Friday's fun thing. And what I've done, which I find quite useful, when you've got a new shape like this that you think, I think I'll use that again. I like the way how small, and it is relatively thin. I've made a template, so I don't have to worry about the sizes. So all I did was drew around it and then scored. I've written templates, so I know. I've done it in this really wild colour as well. So I've got a whole pack of templates mainly for envelopes, because I do like to print off pretty papers and make my own envelopes. Well, you can do the same with this. Print this off on something like 200 GSM, which I think is around £110, but I'm not so good with those type of changes. I know 200 GSM is quite good. This is about 200, which will go through my printer. So I'd print on both sides, and then I've got to cut this, use this as the template to cut it out, and see, it will fit on a, you can just do it on a normal piece of paper like that, you see. So a piece of paper that will go through your printer, you can print on, and cut it around it, and then I don't have to worry about the size, what size of that one, what was the size of the other one, you know. And I've done the same for today's. This is today's template here, and again, you can get it out of a piece of A4, and I would put that there to close, and then I would fold it back that way and put one that side to close. So we're doing another tri-fold today. I'm a bit more organised, not a lot, never that really brilliantly organised, but fairly organised. So I recommend templates. May not be your thing. You might like to just get a bit of paper and start folding, which is great fun. I love doing that as well. But when you're doing tutorials, it's quite useful to have something to fall back on like that. So that one's ready to go in the book, in one of them. And as I say, today I'm doing another tri-fold one. Here we are. And this is printed plain on one side, and it's got a nice paper on the back. So I'm not going to, it will fit on here again like this. These two are the same size this time, so you can have them flapping either way you want. I honestly think I'll have leftover right like that. Looks a bit like a shirt, doesn't it? And again, you can have ribbon or you can have Velcro. But this one you can do symmetrical. It's very similar thing. Just move my page, because I'm not actually going to work, even though we're doing vintage pages, I'm not actually going to work on a page. So I think we'll start off by, yes, this is white core. So the core of this paper is white. So I'm just going to quickly ink this. I've got Vintage Photo out now. I'm doing most of the work in Vintage Photo for this. And that way, if I want to, no, I don't have to do those bits. If I want to make it darker at all and more grungy, then I can go back to my espresso one. But Vintage Photo is got that sepia colour to it as well, which is nice. And I've cornered and backed and inked all my tags and stuff that I put to one side that I thought I might use for this, plus a load more that I won't be using for this. But you can never have too many tags and journal cards ready to use, can you? So there, and that one's going under there like that. So I'm going to glue that on. Now this one, if you wanted it freestanding, I'll show you in a minute actually. I'll just get this glued on first. Even though it's got these tabs, you can make it freestanding if you want. I'll show you how in a second. When I say freestanding, I mean like standalone. It doesn't have to be part of your journal. I thought that other one would be very good for, because I don't know if you know, but all the journals I sell on my Etsy shop, they all come with a little ephemera holder of their own. They're all different styles and all different shapes and sizes, and depending on what the journal's about, you've all got stuff in there to go with it. You also get a pen holder and a pen as well. They all come with my journals, and I thought in the future that would be quite a good way of streamlining my ephemera holders. You know, they could all just look like that. They'd be a lot easier to store for me, because at the moment they're just all in a big basket. Or I don't know, it's just an idea, because I do, as I say, I'm going to ink the front of this one a bit as well. So yeah, if you wanted to make this, because at the moment if you turn it over, although they are almost hidden on that pretty paper, you could just embellish that. Alternatively, you could cut out a pretty piece like this and pop that on. You know, it's slightly smaller, which doesn't matter. And then again, you've got you could put your ribbon underneath there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put this inside because it's going to match my pockets that I'm going to put on. So that's going to go there, and it's just a bit of interest, really. Let's just put my pin in my glue for a second. There we go. Oh, there's a faux crease across there. That's quite interesting. Gosh, I haven't cut this out very well. Let me just have a bit better of a go here. I find these shapes very difficult to cut out. It's a bit better. I don't mind white where I can ink it over, but when the ink pad thing won't go in there either, I'll have to cut it off. I'm only covering up the white core bits, that's all. Now we're going to pop you on there. So I think I'm just going to use my glue stick for that. Have I had my glue stick out? Oh, it's hiding behind that one, look. There we go. I know you can't see everything, some bits will be off screen, but there's a limit how much one can get in the shot. I don't have mine very, very close up, but I wouldn't want you to see me, that would never do, you know. Hands are enough. Right, let's go on here. In the middle. I'm going to have to just bring this a bit closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. There. Now these are quite unusual shapes. I thought these were quite cool. And again, if you wanted to replicate anything, just cut one out, whatever shape you want, and then just back it onto another piece of paper and cut it out again. And you'll have two the same. And they're a bit more interesting, aren't they? This makes a change from the straight down on top of, which, you know, I'm very used to doing. But these are a little bit different, aren't they? Which I think is nice. I'm just going to clean that bit in case you see it. I thought I'd done all my inking, but obviously I clearly hadn't. Yeah, that's that bit done. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Let's pop you on. I've got my stamps down as well, so I can do some stamping if I want to straight away. I did do a bit on that other one, but I wasn't happy with the way it went, really. I enjoyed the bit when I finished I put some piece of material on it just for texture. You probably didn't even see that, but up close you can tell there's a bit of material on it. You can, of course, embellish them however you want. I will give you the sizes of these in a minute. This back bit is it's about 4 1/4, which is 10.7 that way. Oh, that's not long enough. Gosh, this ruler's dirty. And that's the very top is 17.5 centimeters, which is 6 7/8. So yeah, that's the back. And then you can cut this bit wherever you want, and it's the set pretty much. It's just a little bit. By the time you've done that, it's just a fraction off. Can you see? Just leave a little fraction of difference. So however big you want this, just make that bit a fraction smaller. And as I like to stuff mine, I've got, you know, these little edge pieces rather than have it really tight. So what I find about this envelope that I made the other day, it is very tight. I do like when things are made with heavy duty paper like this, that I have these and then you can get more in. And I'm all for packing mine up really, you know, I really stuff my journals. As a rule, I've got 2 out today to show you. And one's quite heavily stuffed and the other one not so much. It makes a nice change actually. And as these are slightly heavier duty, they're not paper, I'm going to put plenty of glue on. Try and get that to match that one. There we are. So this is more if you like, you know, things to match and everything, whereas the other one's a little bit more, not quite the same either side. Therefore, yeah. Forget trying to use words. Right. I like that. Nope, prefer it going that way. Yeah. But we're going to put in a pocket, which is just made out of, you know, the leftover of this, on here, like that. Just make sure that still closes there. Oh yeah, still closes nicely, yes. What is this? Yeah. So anyway, I do hope you are all okay. I think I asked you that. I think I do that automatically in my opening, but I do mean it, you know. I do appreciate you spending the time coming along and listening. It means a lot to me, it really does. I would like to do well, at some point I would quite like to do a live, but I don't actually have enough subscribers to make that worthwhile doing. That sounds awful. I'm not saying the subscribers I've got aren't worthwhile. They absolutely are. But to get enough people to link in, you need a lot more. And also, I'd like to do a tour of the craft room, only because somebody actually asked me, somebody to comment asked me what the sort of setup was, because I live in a tiny house. And I tried to explain it to her, but it's obviously much easier if you can actually see what it's like. Yeah, but again, I'll just wait till I can always do it twice, I guess. But so wait till there's a few more subscribers, I guess. It's trickling along, you know. It's picking up slowly, but if you share it or tell people about it, that would be great as well. Sorry, this is a tutorial. It's not a plug my channel video. Sorry. Just a quick slurp of my coffee. Right, what should we put in this? I got a little basket out of bits, and I got a little basket out of some more embellishments. Some nice little vintage cameras. A lot of these, not all of them, but a lot of these are from Pink Monarch Prints. I have to give them their due. They brought out this kit. Not this, but these are from there. I always, pretty much always mix my kits up. I very rarely buy a kit and just do it. That's not normally what I do at all, actually. I always, when I get a kit, I always mix it up with other things. And I've got, sorry, I didn't tell you what those were. They're just bits for backing and layering. And these are my round bits, clocks. These buttons are Pink Monarch Prints, aren't they great? And some numbers. So there we are. I think we'll decorate this first. We'll embellish this first. Oh, I've also brought along a few bits of homemade faux washi tape. This is from, well, the strips from Pink Monarch Prints, and I printed it onto clear sticky back plastic stuff, you know, the stuff that goes through your printer, but instead of being white, it's clear. And I love washi tape. Like this stuff, you don't have to re-stick. I thought something like this would be, you know, quite nice on here somewhere. Break up a lot of this handwritten stuff. So yeah, let's do a bit of decorating then. Right, backing pieces. So have I got in here? Oh, vintage design. That looks nice. Might put something under it. This is from Pink Monarch Prints. This one is quite like that. Might not, might stay there, might not. Oh, my printer printed double-sided, look. I hadn't, I've tried so hard to change the setting, and it just, well, those greens clash nicely, don't they? It just would not change. The setting would not change. So I had to do it on, I couldn't use my PDF. I had to use my zip file and print them one at a time. Oh, the Tadanoid. This is nice. This is another double-sided one. Yeah, well, let's see how it goes. What else we got here? I like that setup. That's quite nice. I like that. I'm not sure what whether I'm going to put. Thinking about putting this underneath it like that. Yeah, I like that. Probably do that with that one. Stereoscope views. Oh, I know what I could put on there then. Put one of these on here. I'll link those up. I want a little message of some sort. Or a little something. No, that's not quite what I'm looking for. Oh, I love this old pen one. I absolutely adore this. Is that in the middle? No, I might use that on the front actually. Let's see. No, I want something from my bits and bobs here. Don't cringe. I think I'm just going to use this one. Quite like this one I've just spotted here actually. Oh yeah, I like that. Right, let's make a start on these. I don't think that really needs inking. No, I don't think so. Maybe a bit there. She says doing it anyway. So yeah, I don't know how many of these tutorials there'll be. I wanted to get a few sort of page layouts done. It's not what I usually do. I just felt like doing it for a change. And I had these to, to do anyway. So I thought, well, let's make it into a... I think I might want to cut these corners off. Whoa, got washi tape stuck to me. I will take these off. Yeah. So yeah. So Thursday, which is a craft along, I think we'll start getting some papers organised, shall we? I don't like that big piece there, but it's not white. It's quite dark. I'm not sure that I'd be able to cut that out and do it justice though, so I'm just going to ink this up. Make it look a bit more vintagey. I'm not sure if vintagey is a word actually. Sorry for those of you who like good grammar. I'm fairly certain actually vintagey isn't a word, but what's saying? Yeah, so start sort of sorting out what I might like in the journal. Thought you'd come along with me and do that. We'll have a chinwag. I might bore you with wedding details. You never know. My son got married the weekend. I won't waffle on about it now though. Right, I'm going to cut that at the 0. Now then, let's see if this has worked. Oh, it has. Yum. There we go. Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's ink this. What do you think that would look better on the front of a cover? It says vintage design, you see, and I'm just wondering if that would look quite cool there, wouldn't it? Although I might put a pocket on the front. I could make it. I might can save that for the front, I think. I can find something else. Oh, I can put this on here instead. And what else have I got? I've got another one of those shapes that I could put on. We could put something on it, because that's what I was going for. I love this. Pleased with the way that's come out, I am. I'm wondering about putting another piece on. Maybe not on this page here. Let me ink this and give it some more thought. I thought I'd got them all set out in my head as well. This is going to take a bit of inking, I'm afraid. I haven't cut this out very well. It's not on, it's out a piece of this, you know, so it's not paper. It's a little bit heavy duty. I did a lot of my inking because this has really had it, and it's going everywhere now. There we are. So yeah, that's what we'll do on Thursday. Oh, I like that. It's like a, yeah. I think we'll have a clean page before I get anything stuck on it. Yeah, I always like to have, sorry if I made you jump then. I always like to have at least 2 journals on the go at once. Yeah, one will definitely be vintagey style, and with a lot of adverts and those old adverts and those type of things in. I'm going to put something in there. I haven't decided what yet, wasn't I? An old-fashioned clock. That's the 1, so that's the 12. Oh, I don't usually go for like tidy and symmetrical. There's 2 bits there, tidy and symmetrical, but I actually really quite like that. Oh, sorry, there's my bracelet on there. I'm going to do that. It's not normally what I would do, but I am, because I just like it. So I did have this all organised, and I've changed my mind about something. It wouldn't be one of my tutorials, though, if I didn't change my mind about the way I've got it set out, would it? There we go. Pop you in the middle there. 12 at the top. That was just sort of begging for something like that, wasn't it? Right, let's do this one. It's a little scrappy bit from, I don't know what they call them. They call them tidbits, I think they call them, or tidbits. I'm not sure. That's something like that. Bits, they call them. I call them my little stash of bits. Yeah, bits as well, I suppose, yeah. Embellishments, really, aren't they? Bit of extra tarnishing on it. There we go. Take away the oh, I like that vintage photo on there. That's nice. Pop you on. I can't remember the last time I did a vintagey journal. I suppose as you get older, vintage gets closer and closer, seems closer and closer. Down there, I think. I didn't ink that, but I'm not sure that it needs it. There we are. I like that. Let's do something here. Not keen on the way this is cut like this, you know. At home companion volume 2, at home uniform in size and shape. I'm not sure what that really means, but I want to put something on here. Why do I keep picking that up? Bit of shabby. Not sure about that. What's this? Oh, lots of little adverts. Just what I've been looking for. No. Book page. Maybe I should start with a little bit of book page on here. Alternatively, I could put a pocket on. I hadn't thought this far ahead. I know I want that on the front here, make that into a pocket. I want to make that into a little pocket there. Let's do that while I'm thinking about what to do with the other one. I think I'll probably put a little pocket on it actually. It's alright. There's so much white in these corners that it won't, my dauber won't get in there. I spent about an hour and a half cutting and inking this morning. I'm still finding bits to do. Anyway, I'm just being particular. Been watching a lot of Louisa Heinzel. She's very funny, Louisa. Yeah, she's very, very good. Can't believe she writes words to songs as well. Yeah, she's made a sort of a Grinch cat journal for Christmas. It's very good. You need to pop over to her channel and have a look. It's you know, that's much nicer now. I'll pop it down to the, I was going to stick it in the more front like that, but that's what you'd expect, isn't it? So right, let's glue that on as a pocket. Right, we will do it to this one. There. Got these titties here. Yeah, I like that. And I put a little number down here. Vintage design field notebook. That's quite clever, isn't it? Might do that. Or we could have something like this. No. What else have I got in this little box? Don't know. I think I'm going to put this on. Is this a sticker? Well, nope, I don't think it is. Yeah, as I mix a lot of my stuff up, I don't know where all of them come from, I confess. I do not know where they all come from. I recognise some, obviously. And if I recognise your labels or your work or your papers, I will acknowledge who you are. And if I buy anybody new, excuse me, I've got a frog, I will then make a note, you know, but so much of my stuff is I've had for a long time. Sorry, I had a bit of my thingy in there. Right, a bit of string in them, and that's fine. That's the front done. Verdict's still out on this piece, isn't it? I need a piece of, I don't know why I'm taking an adverse reaction to this bit, but I just don't like it very much. I like this. It's a little bit too, it's the wrong style for what I'm looking at. See, that's all right. I don't mind this. It's this, excuse me, book page is what I need, or something along those lines. Just trying to think. That's not grungy enough. This is though. This is a very grungy book. Let's put a bit of Robinson Crusoe. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there's a nice coloured page there. So, excuse me, I've got a bit of a hiccup now. Let's take off some white. And yes, I keep them for stamping on. have to have it that way round to tear it off. Can you see? Sorry, I'm falling off the table again, aren't I? Not keeping that bit though. That's what I'm going to do. Right, I'm going to use my template so I get it right. So I'm going to go, let's take that off so I don't mark the other book. Turn you round and then push you up a tiny bit. Down a tiny bit. That's it. I don't know if this will work, what I'm working on here. We'll give it a go. Oh, yep, that's what I had in mind. I knew that template would come in handy for something. Yes, that I prefer. It's all very busy as well. If I do some embellishing here, we've got that, and then something else. So, as I was also watching Rach and Bella last night. They're doing this massive sort of Christmas collab thing, which I've only just found. It's a bit late for me to join now. I don't, honestly, I have not got the time this year. I might be a bit more organised for Christmas stuff next year. Anyway, Bella was saying that when things are very busy, she got some very busy pictures, and she was saying that by putting book paper on a very busy area, it brings it down, it calms it down, and she's absolutely right. That's exactly what it does. I mean, even though she's been doing it a long time, hasn't she? But yeah. Normally I just use scrappy bits, but on this occasion I wanted to cover the whole thing up. Should have made this one out of the plain piece, but never mind. There, I don't mind a bit of border. That's better. That's, I do like this. I love this. This is definitely from Pink Monarch Prints. Definitely. I can use that green bit now that I've covered most of that up. I like this green label. I just had a thought. But a bit of wash. Ooh, no, that doesn't go right. Well, we could use the other half of this up. Could use a bit of this up. I like that. But no. Oh, there. That's going down there. Shall we make a pocket? What have I got in here? Put one of those back on. Oh, well, just a plain one. There's not got so much going on. Nice butterfly here. Just bear with me, I'm just thinking. The brain is working. I thought I had, oh, here we are. Oh, that's nice. I know, we could make a tuck instead of a, we could make a tuck instead of a pocket. We could just make a little, pop him on there. That down there. And we could have a little tuck. Just make sure that closes all right. Well, yeah, that does. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Going to make a tuck. So, sorry about my indecision there. But with all junk journaling, if you're not happy, just keep going and something will come up. Something will make you happy. Oh, I haven't done them yet. I have to do them. I might start doing them tonight. I've had this idea about making little antennae for my butterflies. Gosh, isn't it annoying when the word won't arrive in your frontal cortex, you know, it won't arrive in the front of your brain. Yeah, and I've got this lovely, very easy to manipulate wire, and I thought I could cut them into little shape, into little like V's, and glue them on the back, and you could even coil around the tops to make little bits at the end, and then you could put, so if you wanted them on a butterfly, you could then just quickly do it. I'll work on that, and I might do a short tutorial on it, or might just show you in the next one. I'm just going to go down the middle of this because I do like a bit of, I mean, I know it's going to get shut on top of, so it will get flattened, but there's no reason why it can't. Yeah, that's fine. Oh dear. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to have another quick slurp of the old coffee. I'm definitely going to print some more of this. I know I don't need washi tape. I have like over 100 in front of me. Isn't it funny though how it's like labels? Like, I love the ones I've made. Yeah, I've got hundreds I could cut out on the computer, you know. It's funny how sometimes the things you make, you end up preferring to. Yeah, I love that. If nothing else, I'm printing out some more of those. Thank you, Pink Monarch Prints. I like those faux washi. I need that gap because something's going to go in there, but I don't mind a little label here. Don't ask me what that is. Yep, that'll do. I'll come to it. That'll do. That's a bit of the... This label thinks it's a tiddlywink. There we go. Back on here. That's what Julie calls them. Tiddlywinks when they won't behave. There we are. And we can put something nice in there. What should we tuck in there? That's a bit big. Well, not that butterfly. Oh, you look good. Yeah, that looks okay. Right. That's that one. That's that one. What shall we put in here? Bring you back. Bring you back. Oh, I've got this. Oh, I like that. What's show? Oh, it's okay on the back. Might put something else on the back going the other way. How about that? I've got two here. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I prefer it the other way around though. If we had that one on the front there, showing, and that one there. Yeah. I got this thing about having two and everything. Is that still thin enough? Well, we'll put you two there. This one does need a bit of embellishing though. Just a little bit. This is a Tracy Fox that I do know. I recognise these a mile off. I'm determined to get that in, and I get every time I use it, I take it off, don't I? Because I don't mind things that clash a bit, but I do like this piece, and it's in keeping with what I'm doing. Let's have a look what we got here. Stack of old books. Oh, a nice old camera. Slightly smaller one here. Same camera, but just slightly smaller. I'd have to, that one's been, it's just, make you a little bit more, it's very black and white, kind of black and white, you know, if you know if that makes sense. I just want to, that bit of washi. That's not the shiny stuff, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be shiny. Washi is not actually technically supposed to be shiny. What are my other two? Numbers. Oh, they'd be quite nice. I don't think they'd be white, would they? No, they'd be black and white. Take you off. Put you on. Yeah. So cool. I'm just decorating ephemera now. But you can see how this sort of can see, well, that's just a whole page done for you then, isn't it? That's the nice thing about doing these in advance. You've got a whole thing then just for the page alone. You don't need much else really on. Well, I don't think you need anything else on the page, to be honest. Is that the right way up? No. Yeah, I like that. What would I prefer? Would I prefer this one? No, not too lots of numbers. Right, let's pop you on this little Mr. Faux tape. This won't show that much, but it'd be there. Nearly finished now anyway. I don't think I'll probably get around to getting the middle one done. I might, but that mean the video will be a bit longer, but you get the general idea. I've sorted all my labels and tags out anyway, so they're very easy to get to now. You were going up there, weren't you? That is the right way up, yep. Not that you can tell on camera, but it does actually have some words at the top there, so it helps if they're the right way up, doesn't it? I might put something else on that. We'll see. It's going in here, isn't it? You can't see the thing. Let's have a look at this one. I'm not doing much to this one, I don't think at all. I could put a little butterfly on it. I got a fairly... I got a green one, look. I might decorate that when I get it in the book, you know, when I get it in the journal. This I know will go, but there's a butterfly there, so I'm not opposed to using a butterfly. I like that one there. I might do what I did with the other one and put Velcro on. I like that idea as well. I'm not doing anything with the back because I am going to stick this down, I'm fairly certain. So there's that something in there. That's lovely. Something in there. I need to put ribbon and stuff in. I need to put something in this one. And then I think we'll call it a day. I'll get something big to put in there. Is that the same as that? Almost. That isn't. Most definitely isn't. Neither's this one. You could go. What does that look like? Maybe over there. That looks alright, doesn't it? This side. Let's turn it around and see what it looked like. Two lots of butterflies. Let's not do that. Let's pop you in. No, the other way around. Let's pop you in like that. You can go in there. This is the thing with two-sided pockets. I always like to be conscious of what's on the other side. Yeah. I mean, they're backed with coffee dyed paper anyway. And they're inked already. So you're okay, aren't you? I'll put something on top of both of those. That'll look nice with stuffs. You'll have lots of bits sticking out of all the ribbons and, not ribbons, you know, material and threads and things I'll use. Again, I'll do that off camera and show you the end result. And again, I'm really pleased with this one too. On a page like this, I would definitely stick it down again. And very similar to the other one, I think I would probably have something coming out the side here. And yeah, especially if I put some stuff in there, it would definitely need holding down. So you could either make some mechanism of the other page that comes round and goes on, or you could use a Velcro dot, which I often go to when I don't want to make an elaborate tie or some or closure. I just want it to be discreet. That's when I use Velcro dots. So you'll have 2 bits of thread there, some thread there, 2 bits there. We'll have something in the middle here with something sticking out the top. I love it. I really like that. I'm glad I make the template. I might make another one, but I won't do that on camera. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. That's definitely going in the page. That is definitely going in. I'll bring it back in a minute. Right, let's just clear the decks a little bit so you can. I'm not going to put anything grubby on my already done journals that I've already made. Right then. So first one is one of these tall skinnies. I've only done 2 of these. This is the first one I ever made. And it's a little bit of a homage to Rachel at Roxy Creations. This is her kit. A lot of her ephemera as well. And some of my own. I mean, this is my own doily here. This is their actual doily and some lace and bits. Nowhere near as clever as Rachel, obviously, but I styled it around some of her work, you know. And they're her paper. Most of the papers are hers. There's a pocket there for this actually, but this is the message from the bookkeeper. And this is number 57 that I did. It's the 57th one I've done. Yeah. So I actually called it file number 57 because it's like a file fold thing that you might have had in the day. And this goes in there like that. And this is a flip out and there's something in the pocket obviously, and that's just handwritten in there. That's a bit of William Morris actually, Victorian. And that's a lace pocket there. But I have made it so you can write in it. You can definitely write in it. A lot of just pretty pages in this one. A couple of bits of lace. You see, these are all Rachel's papers. Some bits of my own. Yep. A couple of tags. This is sari silk. Again, you've seen me do these before. I love these. I think I used a lot in this book. There's a little over the page pocket there, and that these pockets, I think Rachel did a tutorial on those, so they're in there. A tiny bit of paper, and I printed some of Rachel's papers on the back of some of my own as well. And this a bit is vintage lace there. And I've just made my own edging there. I make my own wax seals, and that's a bit of vintage lace, as you can see. I'm just going to move these so they don't keep clunking. There we are. So it goes right to the end of my page, that's the thing. So I'll have to keep moving it up and down for you. Piece of old lace, and these are Rachel's trims, vintage trims. And this is one of hers, and I've made it into a flip out for you to write on. And this is really old lace trim, this, with a newer piece underneath. Page, a lot of page tabs in this. Here's a belly band. They're giant. See, there's a really old. There's some of the same. What? That's a Tracy Fox. Can you see under there? And I've made it into a. Made it into a belly band, and I put 2 of my stamped pieces of material on top of a piece of lace. More tabs, lace tabs. Plenty of tiny little pocket at the top there for a change. Plenty of writing room. Another lovely piece of lots of these little clusters of lace. Just sitting there looking pretty, you know, not actually doing anything. There's another little flappy thing, and this is an envelope, if I remember rightly, with something in it. Yeah, some bits in there. Held on with a little lace ruffle. I think not ruffle, you know, a page tab. Sorry. Yep. Another one there that I've made. Just a few bits of random material. Can you see it? A few bits of random. So long, this one. Same bit of really old stuff. This is in my early days I made this, but I think it stands up, you know, on its own. There's this in here. I think this is I think this envelope was a tutorial from Bohemian Crafting. I should link her channel sometimes. I never that's a Tim Holtz piece of card that I've embellished there. And yeah, I'm sure this envelope is one of, I think it is. That should be clipped in. I'm not sure where the clip is. Got a little tuck there. So difficult to do this. That flips up. Loads and loads, oodles of lace and stuff. That flips out. There's a bit of Florentine paper there. Tuck. Flip. Hope you can see it right. It will barely fit on my desk. It is very tall. I'll tell you how tall it is in a minute. Well, it's one of the tall, thin ones. They're all roughly the same size, aren't they? I love this material. I've hardly got any of it left now. And yeah, that's just the back. Back is just plain. I love this stuff too. Actually, thankfully, I've got a lot of it left. It's sewn in with twine. It's the first time I've sewn anything in with twine. Yeah, so this is a bit of Rachel's edging papers. But I like this stuff. I've got quite a bit of it, thankfully. I do tend to all hoard this, though. Right, that's that one. It's called file number 57. Document file number 57, this is called. Yep, so that's that one. Quite unique, quite different. And this one is, if you love lace. This is lace, pearl and lace. I'm doing a bit of lace today, sorry. I used to have it, just getting that dog hair off there. Lots and lots of pearls on this back here. There's a couple there. There's one this side. Heavily embellished. This is heavily embellished. And there's some bits off a wedding dress in here as well, I think. Lots of different types of lace. This is vintage at the bottom. This is vintage lace. This is just from this is just bought stuff. This one and this one underneath are vintage, and this is again another bought one. And then there's this trim here. Let me just cut this off. This one I think went to a show. I used to do occasionally have tables at shows, but I don't do that anymore. Right, double one of those. Oh, it's I need to I've got that caught on something. The end hasn't been I need to burn the end. Obviously I didn't get around to doing that. That's why you have to burn the ends of ribbon. Message from the bookkeeper, and this is number 55. I made this 2 journals before the other one. Yep. This one, yes. Pearls and lace. A modern take on Victorian era, and number is 57. 55, I mean. The other one was 57. That pops in there. And this here is canvas. Can you see all right? This is canvas with all the lace on top. And yeah, it's also very much based on the Flower Maidens papers. There's quite a lot of pink in here. Again, this is completely out of my comfort zone, but I'm very much of making what people like rather than what I mean, I like lace and pearls, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't wear them as such, but I do like the look of it, you know. Lots of writing space, lots and lots of pearls. So very pretty in places. Well, in a lot of places it's very pretty. It's a lovely does that open? I had a feeling that opened. That's why it's pinned closed. That opens. Lots, as always, I put a lot of tags and things in my journals. So there's a few of the Flower Maidens papers in here, which isn't the name of the kit. I think the kit comes from Victoria Designs, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Lots of different things in here. This is the only way to see them properly, really, isn't it? As I say, I've never been able to condense my videos enough to get them on Etsy, so condensing stuff doesn't seem to be my forte. I'll go through this. I won't go through every single one. You can see what the basis is like. It's lots of pearls, lots of reds and pinks and burgundies, flowers, and there's a little pink one in the middle and a little one in there. They're not missing. There's little ones in between. Yeah, there's a little bit. This is wallpaper, this stuff. There's room in there too. You can store stuff in the middle of it. I still have hundreds of pearls left over from doing this. Quite a bit of stenciling here and there as well. I love these type of pockets. Bit of pink material. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that you can still see it. So yeah, these are the same ones as in my other one, but other than that, they're quite different. I don't think I've got another one similar to this because there isn't another one with quite the quantity of pearls and lace. It's a great big flip out there with a great big thing in the middle there, and a lovely big pocket here. The only thing with it is bulky because there's so many pearls in it, you know. You're gonna get the bulk with the pearls, and with the thick lace that's in it as well. You know. Oh, hello. Wonder where you've come from. Probably there, I imagine. Oh no, I know where you've come from. You've come from there. So this was handmade in 2023, and yeah, 2 years ago. And there's one in the back pocket. Yeah, and it's all soft. It's all just. It's none of it. There's no hard stuff in the cover at all. It's all just canvas and material. Canvas and lace, basically. The canvas is there just to give the lace some stability, really. That's all. And it shuts with 2 bits of ribbon with 2 eyelets, which I'm currently having trouble refold. There we go. There. Although I think it's been bent in that lovely position for so long. I like them when they curl around like that. I think it's good. Yeah. So might be one that you'd want a writing board with, maybe, because of all the gems. But pearl and lace, yeah, very unique. You know, an acquired taste, but brilliant wedding present. You know, great for somebody who's got a real traditional wedding. You know, yeah. So that's pearls and lace. Hope you enjoyed her as well. And thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a real treat to have you back. And I hope to see you again really soon. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.